Okay, it's before the preface, actually. After the introduction and before the preface. How come I got it and then lost it? Okay, it's even before the introduction. In the title page, on the title page, there is did I request thee, maker, from my clay to mold me man? Did I solicit thee from darkness to promote me? Okay, this is spoken by Adam in Paradise Lost. And if you have finished the part we are supposed to finish, then you should have seen the detail about the monsters reading different books, including something Plutarch about politics, and then Paradise Lost and the sorrow of Werther. 少年维特的烦恼 Okay, and I guess it is with these 3 books that the monster learns about human culture in order to define himself. And it is through the Paradise Lost especially that he defines himself as Adam or Satan, archangel. Okay, so let me give you a few quotes. Like for instance, this is in chapter 15, when he gets to read the books of Paradise Lost, Plutarch's Life, and Sorrows of Werther. Okay, and the monster uses the images or the language of Paradise Lost to speak to Frankenstein. This is a very touching part of the monster. Oh, Frankenstein, do be not equitable to every other, and trample upon me alone, to whom thy justice and even thy clemency and affection is most due. Remember that I am thy creature. I ought to be thy Adam, and I'm rather the fallen angel. 这边是2个哈，一个是 Adam， 还有一个是那个 fallen angel， 就是 Satan。就 Paradise Law 基本上一开始，有人说那个 Milton 的那个 Paradise Law 最成功的一章是第1章，是讲 Satan 的那一章，讲那个这个 Satanic Hero 的那一章。好，就在讲那个上帝怎么样把那个 Archangel 贬到地狱去。好，那一章。So here there are these 2 figures from Paradise Lost, Adam and the fallen angel, whom thou drivest from joy for no misdeed. Everywhere I see bliss, from which I alone am irrevocably excluded. I was benevolent and good. Misery made me a fiend. Make me happy, and I shall again be virtuous. Okay, so I think that this is a very convincing argument made by the monster using an allusion to Paradise Lost. Okay, and this is the second one. The previous one is in chapter 10, before he starts to tell the story. And the second allusion is after he tells the story, and then he says that, I shall revenge my injuries. If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear, and chiefly toward you, my arch enemy, because my Creator, do I swear extinguishable hatred. So again, there's this allusion to the Creator. Have a care, I will work at your destruction, nor finish until I desolate your heart, so you shall curse the hour of your birth. Okay, so this again is the monster's threat, alluding to Paradise Lost. And there are other allusions, like when he talks about finding the hovel to living, and he says that it is a retreat as Pandemonium appeared to the demons after they suffered in the lake of fire. So this again refers to the first chapter in Paradise Lost. Okay, and okay, yeah, that's it about this group's questions. Towards the end of today's class, I'm going to talk to you about the requirement for May the 17th. Okay, and that will be a discussion session. And basically, for the whole of our discussion of Frankenstein, I'm hoping that you create your own discussions, and then through the discussion, you can also produce knowledge that you will remember. Okay, so that's one purpose of, having you do the quiz, and also later having you do the discussion. Any question about the quiz? No? Okay, let me see. Yeah, let me explain the requirement first, and then we can take a break. I think it's not enough time to start a new session. Okay, we just had an activity called Teach and Learn, so now we have Discuss and Learn. Okay, let me make it larger. Let me read my explanation first. This activity aims to wrap up our discussion of Frankenstein with a sequence of intensive group discussion on May the 17th. Through the group discussion led and facilitated by your tutor, meaning me, Daphne, and David, we hope that you will first learn to discuss and then discuss to learn. Okay, both. By learning to discuss, it means that you learn how to discuss the text specifically, and also discuss the issues related to the text. Okay, and discuss to learn, and that means that you'll learn from each one another's viewpoints. I think throughout the whole year, I've been learning a lot from you, but some of the principles I hold, I'm not willing to give up. And last semester, one comment you made is that you learn not very much from the group presentations, right? Some of you said that it's hard for you to learn from the group presentations. I hope that by now you have changed your mind after the Teach and Learn activity. And also, maybe I could also say that after the other trainings from the other classes, and also in the Chinese class, because I know that in almost all the classes, and especially in Chinese, you have a lot of presentations to do. And basically, I think one thing important in college to do in college, is that you manage to learn not only from the teachers, but also from each other, from the resources you get, etc. Okay, so this time I'm hoping that we have another chance for you to focus on discussion, and then also focus on learning from the discussion. Okay, and in this class, this large class, I really don't have enough time for each of you to talk, and that's why I set up some separate time on May the 17th, and also some separate rooms, for you to do the discussion under the camera. Okay, let me explain more. So you will learn to discuss, but also you will learn from one another's viewpoints, and learn how to respond to them. And by respond, it means that you can second the ideas by giving more examples as support. So you shouldn't just say that, oh, I agree with so-and-so. Okay, you should say that you agree, and then you go on, elaborate. You shouldn't repeat, elaborating on the ideas, okay? And you can also challenge the ideas by offering some counter examples, like what about this and what about that, okay? And you can ask for clarifications. For instance, some of your group members said something you don't understand, you don't fully understand, then you can ask him or her to elaborate, okay? Or you can help your group mates clarify their ideas. So this is by what I meant by holding a group discussion and learning from the responses. And then there will be one designated presenter for each group. We'll have the first half of the class in group discussion. This I'm going to upload to the course site. And then you can take a look, and if there are anything unclear, let me know and I'll explain. Or if my ways of dividing up the time is not fair, then let me know too, okay? There is a limit to everything. For instance, the number of TAs I have, or the number of rooms I can use, or the number of people who can help me doing the video recording, okay, etc. Okay, There'll be one designated presenter, okay, to present, to summarize the main points for the whole class. So in other words, you break into five groups. There will be 3 groups doing the discussion first, and then 2 groups. The other groups will be the audience. And then we come back to the whole class for the presenters to summarize the main ideas for the whole class. Hopefully, this is a good summary session, discussion and summary session, for you to prepare for the final exam, because final exam will happen after May the 17th. There'll be 3 more weeks and then the final exam. Okay, so in the final exam, I'm still going to have a question, a must-answer question for Frankenstein. But I'll take the question from this discussion, so that at least you know the knowledge you learn from the discussion will help you prepare for the final exam. And then after that, you can focus on the death of the salesman. Okay, I guess both with this and teach and learn, a main purpose here is to think that what is important for you and also for the class is the knowledge you generate, but not the correct answer. You know, so that's why I'm willing to use what you discuss or what you are interested in, and put them in the final exam or in the midterm exam. You know, so that's the idea. I know we cannot exhaust the novel. You know, there are so many things to talk about in the novel. But before May the 17th, we'll just narrow down to 5 questions, 5 set of questions, and those will be the focus we have. You know, in order to make sure that you learn, okay, from the discussions. Okay, so these are the purposes, and this is the schedule. Group 1 and 2 will stay here. Group 3 will go with David to a studio. I'm still checking next to this classroom. I'm still checking with the 外语视教中心 to see if 8 people can be squeezed into that small studio. The studio is rather small, okay? And then 2 groups will go to the meeting room next to this one, okay? And the first group, group 4, will, while David lead the discussion in the studio, Daphne leads the discussion with group 4 in the meeting room. And then group 5 will be in the meeting room, holding the discussion with both David and Daphne. Okay, and the group which is not discussing will do the observation, and you are also free to ask questions. Okay. We have groups of 7 and 8, and that's how I divided up the jobs. Okay, the types of questions, and I kind of put question number 1 and 2, question number question number 1 and 2, and question number 4 and 5 together. I think the two, you can have two persons working on these 2 tasks together because they are related. They are quite related. Okay, so the first is like the first part of our midterm and final exam, excerpt analysis, right? 就每一次那考试不都是有一段就写一段，然后让你们去分析吗？然后要你们分析the meanings of this passage, its context, and its significance to the whole text, the 3 parts, right? So basically, this is what the first 2 persons should do. Excerpt analysis. I'll give you the excerpt. You know, I debated over this a long time. You know, it might be ideal, you know, if you can be the one to choose the excerpt. Okay, but I still cannot give up the idea of trying to cover important parts of the novel. So I'll give you the excerpts, and I think I'll give you the excerpt 2 weeks ahead of time. Yes. Let me see. 5月3号, it's next week, right? Yeah, next week. Like this week, you can ask me questions if you have any. If there's anything unclear, unfair, anything, just let me know. Okay. And the third part is to relate this passage to one main theme of the novel, and there can be many different main themes. Okay, so in other words, the passage can be, the significance of the passage can be interpreted in more than one way. I'm hoping that if there are 2 persons in charge of this part, then there will be 2 interpretations. 3 persons, then there will be 3 interpretations. Okay, okay. And then number 4 and 5, metaphoric symbolic extension. For instance, what this dream could mean to you or to our present society, you know, where you can find a counterpart. And that's what I meant by metaphoric symbolic extension. And then after that, you can also talk about how it is relevant to us. You know, the easiest kind of extension is to talk about films, to talk about related films, and the way they treat like the monster, the way they deal with dreams, the way they deal with nature, and how it is similar to or different from the way this novel deals with. You know, so in other words, number 4, after we try to analyze the text, you know, I hope that you can take it with you, you know, like related to your own society, your own world, make it relevant to you. And these are 2 ways to make it, the passage and also your interpretation, relevant to you. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay. So, say for instance, last time we focused quite a lot of our time on the dream, right? Okay. So, for instance, I'm not decided yet. I think this is really a passage that I like, and I don't think we have exhausted it. Okay, but there are a lot of other passages, also like the passages of the monsters and Frankensteins being in nature. I think those are passages I think which are really significant. So I guess that could be another of this kind of important passages. Okay, so say for instance, if we use this dream passage, then no, the question that can be asked is, you know, why is there this dream sequence, sequence of transformation in a dream, from Elizabeth alive to Elizabeth dead, and then to the dead mother, and then her being covered with worms. Okay, what can be the possible meanings of this dream? Okay, and how is this dream put in the context of, I think, chapter 5? Okay, or whether there are other dream episodes in this novel which can be related to this one. So that's the second context and related passages. And if you talk about issues, you can talk about Frankenstein's guilt complex. And you can also talk about the role of women, right? Okay, and you can talk about man's scientists attempt to take over the job of creation. Okay, so I think there are different ways to find out the significance of this passage. Okay, and then finally, metaphoric symbolic extensions and relevant to us. Let me now elaborate further. And grading criteria, I didn't put percentage here, but basically this the whole thing is 10%. 我这边用中文讲哈，就是那个我不给大家看了，就是我们的原来的 grading criteria 上那个，我记得 midterm final 是各20%，然后 workstation 是10%，对不对 ？workstation 15、20 ，OK， 那这个是10%，然后这个是从那个journal 的20%拿出来的。就是我们的 in-class participation and quiz 是10%，那另外有20%是 journal annotation， 不 journal， 那你们已经写了一个 journal 了，那现在是这个，等于就是我们就取代那个第二个 unit 的 journal， 我们本来要写2个 journal， 那所以就变成是一个 oral 的 journal， 有点像类似像这样子 ，yes。你们还没有 ？Okay, then you have one journal for the play. Thank you for reminding me of it. Okay, I meant to double check. Okay, there's no way escaping from it because I need a grace. Okay, Yeah, there will be 20. There was 20% for journal and responses. I thought, okay. Anyway, yeah. Since you haven't got a journal yet, you will write a journal for the play. Okay, and I'll try to make it easier for you. Okay, and related to the final exam. And this will be 10%. 10%. And I'll look at your expression of ideas, your ways of analyzing the text. And also, equally important is your responsiveness. So it's not just you presenting. Like workstation, you try to interact with your students. But in this group discussion unit, you should try to interact with your group members. Okay. 每一组是40分钟。40分钟，我大概算了一下，一个同学大概应该是。你 present 部分可能是3分钟，3分钟就是40分钟的一半，然后剩下的时间就是讨论，就是大家彼此问问题，彼此讨论这样子。OK， any question at this point？ Yeah, the video, the discussion will be recorded, but it will not be publicized, so don't worry. 可是哈，我先跟大家讲一下，它不会被 publicize， 可是我可能会 share 给那个 Doris 老师看。好，好，我们先休息了。